and they can never be you.
Folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. I'm your host, Conrad Cushman. I'm out here rocking the Bills gear. Thursday Night Football's tonight. I'm going to try and have you guys out of here before that begins at 8:15. Looking forward to the Buffalo Bills-Miami Dolphins game. We are actually behind. So if you guys follow the stream, normally we go live after every AEW Dynamite. We review and talk about AEW. Unfortunately, this week, they had a 3-hour show, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to risk it. My audience said, it's okay. Do it the next day. We'll make up for it. Things will happen. Things will get going. So I took them up on that advice, and that is always appreciated. And I thank my audience for being so understanding about it. Like, it means a lot because some people don't know, like, how much time, planning, things you have to do to get into this and things that you have to put into this to make sure that things work out right. So I am looking forward to it. Appreciate all of you guys who are in here. Jasim, man, first one in here, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for popping in and saying hello. Matt Lopez says hello. Good evening, everyone. Hope you all had a good Thursday. Matt, hope you had a good Thursday as well, my brother. XG Dub. Time to end my workday right. Hey, if this is ending it right, then this is the place to be, man. All Out minus Swerve, Omega, and Ospreay is a very good card. Listen, we ain't even taking points off for that, bro. I do think that we have a tremendous card lined up for the show, and yeah, we're gonna be fine, man. Looking forward to being at the show. Yell at me late. I was trying, man. I was setting stuff up, and then I had to make sure. We may have a guest join us. I'm waiting to see if when they become available, I will just pop them in here, and we will go to work. And it's like they heard me say it. They had heard me just say, you know, maybe the guest will be here, and that is what happened. I'll wait for them to give me the thumbs up, and then once they're ready, I'll bring them in. BJ. Oh, your mic is muted, good sir. Uh-oh. Hold on. I'm going to pull you out of this just because there was some noise in the background there. But once BJ is ready and he's good to go, he'll let me know. Jesse, Pro Wrestler Shoot, what's good, brother? Hope things are good, man. Boo the Dolphins. That's right. Squish the fish, baby. Rob said, let's go, Buffalo. Appreciate it. I was out last night seeing Spinal Tap, and I'm glad you waited 18 hours. Man, had to. Sir Quills, what's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well, man. I just got out of work too, man. I went out and did a walk, and then I came back home, and I'm like, let's fire up the stream and let's do this, man. Appreciate it. That is not the name of the other show this weekend. You forgot the Palooza. Man, I missed the show. Don't worry. We're going to wrap it up for you, Jesse. I promise. And a nice bow. Jasim said the name is Wrestle. Oh, my goodness. Sounds good. Sounds like a vacation. Palooza. I mean, yeah, it's an old ECW name. I'm not mad at it. Look at this, man. Everyone loves a BJ. How you doing, my guy? Hopefully he's doing good, man. He'll be in here in 1 second, man. You walk the pupper? No, just me. Just me in it. All right, let's see here. We're going to try BJ again. Oh, nope. I hear a lot of, like, crackling. Okay. I don't know. It sounds like BJ's got rain hitting the shed or something. I don't know what that noise is. Hubs, man. Everything Pro Wrestling on a Thursday. Let's go. Have a good show. Just came from work, the gym, and now here to at EPW to watch and learn about AEW on the doorstep of All Out. Appreciate you, Hubs. You can watch us every Monday, me and Sean Hubbard on Clash of the Podcast, live 6:05 Eastern Standard Time, man. All good, man. It looked like a great card. Yeah, it was, man. It was, and then there's good and bad with this show, and we're going to get into all of that. Deanna said, sounds like a thunderstorm. Yeah, definitely sounded like they had some rain and stuff on there hitting it, but it's all good, man. Like I said, I'll get you guys out of here before the Bills game. I promise you. So let's take a look here at this show, shall we? Dynamite last night. Normally we get AEW Dynamite and it's ready to pop off and go. And it was a little different. They built it up to be September to Remember. And this was the artwork that they went with, and I thought it looked tremendous. So I appreciated that. BJ.
Hey.
There it is. There it is.
I had to switch off of my professional mic, so I'm sorry if this sounds a little bit louder and unproduced. But yeah, something has happened with its driver, and it's been giving me some issues. So I apologize for that. I missed my opportunity to do the say his name and he appears, but here we are.
Don't worry, that guy's battling dual contracts according to the news of today. So
yeah, I wish him the best. I've been a fan for a while, so I wish him the best.
Same. Let's see here. Just look at T-Ferg. I see you popped in, man. What's good? Dynamite / Collision last night. The show always looks better with a larger crowd. That's a fact, man. Loud crowds make the show a little bit better. Apron design was immaculate. I did love the design. D-Rich, what's good, man? Glad you are in here, man. Welcome. And BJ, everyone's showing you love in the chat, man. But what did you think, BJ, of the design? You know, they went with kind of the, I don't know if I want to call it the Riddler, the crazy note that you leave somebody where you cut out letters out of magazines.
I liked it. I like when they switch some things up. Dynamite, there's a lot of special versions of Dynamite, and I feel like each one of them has their own like distinct logo and branding, but I feel like this one was a new flavor for them, and I like the direction things have been. So this flavor, I think, is more symbolic of some of the more polished looks, if that makes sense. So
yeah, it felt like an AEW, like what they're about, what they bring. It just felt like an AEW show. They had a loaded card. Now, look, me and BJ can sit here and go through each and every single one of these matches. I think we just hit the highlights of this, and all of it's going to bleed into All Out. And if you guys are looking at checking out some of these shows, I'm going to tell you how you can check them out. Stay tuned. Keep it locked with us. And we got some other shows that we could talk to you guys about too. So like I said, keep it locked with us here and we'll get into some of that. Beach, let's go through this as I pull up my notes, man. We opened up the show last night with Hangman Adam Page and Kyle Fletcher, the contract signing. If you're keeping up with the news, this is where Wardlow was supposed to take the spot, and that is not what happened.
Yeah, I think it's been interesting on how that shift has happened. With it going to be Wardlow, and now it's Kyle. Weirdly, Kyle fit like even more than Wardlow at this point in time. But yeah, it's just an interesting combo of having those two fighting each other now instead of Wardlow. I'm gonna disagree from your counterpart on Mondays, 605 Live, Clash of the Podcast.
There you go, Hubs.
With Hubs, I have been a big fan of Wardlow. I appreciate Wardlow, and I want to see Wardlow doing well, but there's some kind of negative energy that's going on that's just making it be not right now, not at this point.
Yeah, that dude just got the worst luck, man. Worst luck in history of all good things, man. Thank you, E, for putting up all of the fabulous things in the chat for us here. Those wonderful what is it called? Nightbot links. So if you guys are checking those out, appreciate you. Kyle Fletcher, I love the story that they had to go with here, where it's more like Kyle Fletcher cannot take Hangman lightly. He's very confident that he's going to win, like Hangman was against Chris Jericho going back 6 years ago. And I love that Hangman was like, I was just like you at one point in time, half a decade ago. And, you know, he's getting into it. And I really like this story because it could tell a longer term story for Kyle Fletcher in the end, because I do think Kyle Fletcher is going to end up becoming one of their top stars.
Yeah, absolutely. The way that I have been framing this, like in my mind, has been this is Fletcher's rise and elevation, but also humbling. As we saw with Hangman and Jericho, Hangman fell apart because he couldn't get the job done and be the first champ. How does Kyle Fletcher deal with knowing if he doesn't have help, he doesn't get the job done? Does this change who he is, or does this make him double down and make sure that he's always got help?
Very true. Very good as well. And that's the challenge he posed to him. No one at ringside. So it's going to be one of those, you got to do it on your own type of stories. And I think you can tell a tremendous story here as long as you don't go back on your word on the stipulation. Deanna, welcome. She said Wardlow equals Batista. Depends on the year. Maybe like 07. Yeah, could be. I could see that being made. Jocelyn's in the house. Jocelyn, happy birthday. Don't think we didn't know. I see you in the Discord. Make sure you guys are joining that Discord. BJ also has one for Run the Ropes. Make sure you guys are checking him out as well. But yeah, I think you nailed the spot on with what's happening here with this storyline and everything that they got into. And I really like the production on this, where they went in on the championship and that was the focus. And then they went into Hangman's face, and then Hangman's face was the focus. It didn't feel like, oh, it's this grandiose thing and blah, blah, blah. It felt more like that's the focus. And then when it focused on Hangman, like, it didn't feel like it was planned. It just felt like, let's just do that. Yeah. That looks good. Let's run with it. Yeah. What is this? When has no one at ringside meant anything in wrestling besides the Continental tourney matches? I still think you could tell a great story, though, that, no, I don't want anybody there.
I think that's why they emphasized this week in that contract signing, if someone interferes, you are stripped, because it will be that situation of, if they really do try to run interference, he'll be stripped, and then he'll just be dismantled even more if, even with help, he lost everything. Or he keeps what he has by being honorable, but couldn't get the job done on his own. So what does he have to do to raise himself up to that next level?
Yeah. And do you feel weird about the TNT champion being in this? I see some people giving pushback about that. Like, he should be doing his own thing. But I feel like once I knew it was the Wardlow thing, I was like, well, he was in between a rock and a hard place. What was he going to do?
I agree with that. But also I like that we're in a place with AEW, with Hangman as champ, that Hangman is willing to take on challengers, but I don't know if this has been noticed or not, but Hangman, since winning the Owen, has set all the stipulations for his matches. He said it with Mox for All Out. He said it with the next week when he faced him. He said it, and now he said it here, and he said with MJF too, about using his shot initially. That was the only one that went back, but he was still setting the pace. So it's like Hangman is saying, if you want the fight, I will bring it to you, but I want you at your best. So I'm going to cater to what the strength of you would be. So like with MJF, it was so that you can't be cheap. I want you honorable. And it's the same way with Kyle Fletcher, but instead of it being this, oh, you have a title shot anytime you want, it's you put your belt up on the sanctity that you will be honorable in the fight.
It is true. Let me see. Deanna said, or he could lose and be stripped in battles with the family. I think you have too many other issues going on with Takeshita and Okada, which we're going to get into in a little bit. And yeah, I think that's too much all at once for them. Don't want to kill off the whole Don Callis family that quickly.
I mean, if you did that, half the roster would change. Like,
right, right. And I saw E talking about the TNT title is in the ceiling. I don't think that's why people are mad. I think people felt like Kyle's starting to restore it, and now we're going right back to like, oh, but something else is more important than the title, and that's how they feel. But once again, I'm not too sour about it, but I did see some people upset. Delayed Grats, what's good? Hub's looking real different. This would be Derek, good sir. This would be Derek. But yeah, Hubs is in the chat somewhere kicking it, man. We appreciate him. Into the first match of the night, man. We had Roderick StrongFTR Moxley. Weird for Roddy to probably see his wife on the outside hanging with Mox. I did see those eyes. She did give him the I can't say what kind of eyes they were, but I was like, what are you two doing? Children watch the show. Stop looking at each other like that and start wrestling. What is this?
I thought that too. As soon as he was coming down, I was like, his wife's with Moxley. Like,
That's all I was thinking about.
Yeah.
They were going in, man. Not a bad match though overall. I thought it was fine. Any thoughts on like Garcia and Yuta's involvement? That's what I picked up on. Basically Yuta tripped him. Roderick did a good sell job to make sure like, I'm going down no matter what, even if you don't make it here in time. So Yuta got there just in time. He did it. Double arm DDT. They get the win. But I noticed Moxley was more like, I don't want to say affectionate, more brotherly with Garcia than Yuta. And I think that's a long-term story playing out here again.
Absolutely. Yuta, I wonder where we're going with Yuta, because I know eventually it's got to be him snapping and like finally leaving. But with his look and the way that things are, I'm not trying to cause any dooming by saying this, but how does he not turn into what Jack Perry was?
Could be. Or Danielson. Does Danielson give him the blessing? Even though I still feel like if Danielson returns, that's who he's got to beat the crap out of, is Wheeler Yuta. But I still think that's what Yuta could become as well. To me, I've always told people this, and you can agree or disagree. Eddie Guerrero and He Who We Shall Not Speak Of, they remind me of those two for this company. Workhorses, put the team on their back, have a good match in the upper card, the lower card, the tag team, wherever you need me, I can go in and I will fill in that spot. That's just how I view Garcia and Yuta, and I think that's a future, like, it's not the Continental, it's the Unified Championship. That could be a Unified Championship match one day to semi-headline a show, or maybe main event a show. Depends how you feel. And that's what I thought Ring of Honor should have been when they first started it. I was like, these are your two guys who lead Ring of Honor. But it didn't happen that way. But
I still, the Ring of Honor conversation that's got to happen at another day, because there's a lot there. But I'm also not mad with where some things are with Ring of Honor right now. So you got your good with your bad, but I agree with you. When I first heard that they were purchasing it and what I thought it was going to be, I thought those two, Lee Moriarty, what's his name? Preston Vance.
Yeah.
That I thought they would be like major players at the top of the card of Ring of Honor, but it's a whole different ballgame than what I perceived it to be. So
yeah, and some things work out and some things don't. Going back through this, like I said, we had Tony Khan and MJF talking backstage. I like Tony Khan in the, like, you don't see him, so you don't get the awkward rapid eye movements and things like that. And then you get MJF, who is really good, and they're just telling a story with their words, their voice levels, yelling at each other, whatever it was. And basically MJF said, the blood's on your hands after this pay-per-view for what I do to Mark Briscoe. And, I think he said you'll have another Briscoe in the dirt. And I was just like, ooh, that was a good line there for him to walk out on. And that was the end of it. And I thought it was just a fantastic example of little things, tell a story, we're there. You know what this is about.
It's leading up to being bloody.
And a reminder of, I still have my contract, and you pulled this crap on my contract that he still doesn't like. So, he's got a title shot, but he's like, you pulled something on me, and I don't like what you pulled. And Tony was like, too bad, you cheated. You're a disgrace to pro wrestling. I love that line. You're a disgrace to pro wrestling. I was like, this is 1980s. Let's go. Let's go. And I thought it was good, man. So, hey, what's good, B-boy? I see you in here, man. We can't be saying that anymore. We can't use that. That was a long lesson on Dynamite one night for me. I was like, why do we say this?
Yeah, it's been something I've been accustomed to my entire life. It's an area thing, I guess.
Wieners in the dirt, man. I was like, what happened here?
Or like, because that was Hangman initially, right?
Yeah.
And he's a state over from me, so it's just this area that is a common phrase.
Crazy. I've heard other people say it, like where I had a job where I interacted with people from all over, and it was just like, wait, what? Why'd you say that? We get into one of my favorite matches of the night, Bobby Lashley and Toa Liona. This was a Hoss match, BJ. Really simple. All right, I gotta swear here for a second. I'm sorry, guys. So if there's kids, I warned you right now. MVP was beating the shit out of Ricochet in this match, bro. It was great. MVP is fantastic. I've been listening to his podcast. I'm not gonna lie. So sometimes in wrestling, I'm like, who would I hang out with if I was backstage? And the more I hear MVP and them talk, I'm like, I would be hanging out with like him, Samoa Joe. Like I could just see it. I'm like, these are my guys. Like, yeah. MVP knocked this brother in the face. Then he threw him against the gate. Ricochet sold this like a shotgun. Blasted him in the back. And then after the match, MVP breaks the cane over him and gives him a boot to the face. Dude, someone just put the Sonic rings over it and it got sent to me. And I was like, hilarious. Done.
Yeah. When I saw the throw like into the side, I was just like, whoa, like, is this we're just building MVP? Is this every so often in the ring wrestling character? So we gotta show that he means business when he's doing something physically. And if that's the case, Ricochet helped with that immensely.
Yeah, fantastic. I did not know it had an abbreviation as well, Jesse, but yes, I did. It must be a thing in the West as well. I blame the East Coast, man. MVP mollywop Ricochet as if he owed him money. Yeah, Great work. Toa Liona, I thought, stood out here. He got locked in a hurt lock. He grabbed the referee to like try to stop from passing out, but eventually he just passed out. I like this match. I thought it did really good, and I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it as well. I always love the Shelton Benjamin thrust kick. That it always looks good. And I'm really interested to see how these guys work together in trios at All Out. I honestly don't know who I would prefer to win. I think just for story reasons, I'd still want it to be the Hurt Business so that we can get them back up, like challenging back for their titles that they lost. But I think it's just going to be a good match regardless. And I could see it going either way, which, in my opinion, not knowing how it's going to lay out is all the more reason to watch and even better for me as a fan.
Stick around because we'll be previewing that at the end of this show as we go through these. Next up, I want to talk a little CNC and FTR face-to-face. Sorry, Stokely, you weren't in the graphic that I found, but I know that they ended up putting you in it. I thought Stokely was fantastic here. They are told in the beginning, hey, there's going to be $100,000 fine if there's any physicality, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Got it, Tony Schiavone. And they cut these promos on each other. You hear about how Cash Wheeler was living with Adam Copeland for a little bit. Stokely's making jokes about Beth Phoenix again, and then basically he says Beth Phoenix will whoop on Stokely if needed to. Honestly, that's probably going to be like a trios match on Dynamite. They should just do that and have Stokely just get crushed by her.
That would be fun.
I love this. And I love Copeland coming back with his serious stuff. And then Christian gets the mic finally. Christian hasn't said a word throughout this. He's just a menacing a-hole throughout the whole time, just looking at the crowd, whatever, I don't care. And Christian gets on and he was like, look, guys, not to sound like an a-hole, but $100,000 really isn't that much money to me. Pops them, bam! And then they start going at each other. Dax is bleeding, and I thought it was like the perfect shot of blood because then when they turned up the ramp and security's pulling them apart, and they did have a few mishaps here where the Edge does the spear and he's way too close. They're supposed to have like the look on each other's faces and they're right next to each other. It's like, well, I'm going to punch you, bro, because you're right here. Sorry. And they did a good job of recovering it, and the blood's coming from Dax's nose. It got me hyped for this match, man. I'm looking forward to this one, and I love Christian, man. I'm so happy that Christian got that cool moment in the feud here.
Me too. His hit on Dax, I don't know what went wrong or what happened, but Dax was pouring blood.
Yeah, I think he just got his nose cracked.
But also Cage and Cope.
Yeah.
So as soon as he said Cope and Cage, Cage and Cope. And yes, I agree with Delayed. Cage and Cope gonna make you sweat. Like
that's right. And I'm kind of with Rob. I genuinely do not like Cope, but Christian is fantastic. The only reason I want to see this team win. I love Christian, man. One of my favorites. Yeah. CNC versus FTR is opening the pay-per-view. Let's go. Wow. That's a dub. Everybody dance now. Here we go.
There we go.
The intern would have loved that if you heard that. Next up, we get a tag team qualifier for one of the matches here for the 4-way ladder match that's happening. It's the Bang Bang Gang versus the Bucks. Listen, I love Austin Gunn. I love Juice. Not an official tag team. Right now, we're going through hard times for the Bang Bang Gang. I think it's all going to pay off. I think they have an ace up their sleeve, we'll just say. And I think that it's going to pay off in the long run. But the Young Bucks wound up getting the victory here with the Meltzer driver.
Yeah, Bang Bang Gang is in a weird spot just because I think when Juice was coming back, they were going to do something different with him. He had that like, I can't remember what the name of the show is. I almost want to call it First Look, but it's like that backstage thing with Renee about like him returning from injury and just stuff about his life and where he was going to be and what he wanted to do with his career. And it sounded like he was talking like he was going to be doing a solo thing and trying to, it felt anyways, like he was doing kind of a little bit of a mix between where he is now and who he was in Japan.
Yeah, just trying to break out. But I think in the long run, this should still benefit him. Like I said, you got one. I just think the injuries are killing him. And if you didn't get my Ace up the sleeve thing, I think Ace Austin's going to join the group. And I think that'll at least hold them down for a little bit so they can do trios, other things. And I think
that's their brethren. So,
yeah. And then who knows? Maybe Chris Bay winds up. I don't know what's going to happen with it. If Chris Bay wants to wrestle again, that would be fantastic too. But I think once Jay White comes back and then we get Colton Gunn back, I think they'll be fine. Like I said, I think they could be they could be one of their cool like factions in the company and sell a lot of shirts. Hoping from that. Look at this. Coming from Jay White's biggest detractor, we need King Switch. That's a fact. That beard came back quick. Get right. Move some things. Beard up that face. Yeah, there's nothing better than the whole like Juice Robinson just being crazy, me want honeycomb, like just the look, and he's just a wild man. Did you catch the word a-hole and Christian?
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going for that. And I love it that they're just the odd couple at this point, a little bit, where it's like, yeah, what do you think, Christian? I don't care really, but it's just like
when you've been friends as long as they have, when you've known each other as well, and when you were tag teaming together for as long, why can't you be separate people? But when it comes to that bell ringing, you guys just are a well-oiled machine. It's like old times.
I agree. I'm skipping over the promotion for the tailgate because I'm going to bring it up at the end to kick off the other part of the review. September to remember, we get Beast Mortos, Mascara Dorada. Listen, fantastic match if you like Lucha Libre. Mascara Dorada wins. It was the right call. You already have 2 heels in the match. You don't need another one. We get the win. He wins with the shooting star press. Out comes Don Callis and Okada, but then his stablemate Konosuke Takeshita came out. Little stare off between them, and then Takeshita just walks away and lets a high flying move off the top rope happen to Okada, and he's just like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. And it just builds up to their match, man. Very interesting. And he's got an IWGP world title shot coming next month, so looking forward to it.
Yeah. I feel in 2 different mindsets when I see like the lucha matches happening on AEW, because there's a part of me that hits that nostalgia WCW. We had, like, when they were bringing in the cruiserweights, they were bringing over the luchadors, and you had those matches, Psychosis and Ray and La Parka and all that. But, a minor one to mention, but Blitzkrieg, I don't even know what ended up happening to that guy, but he was awesome.
He ended up going back to work, I think they said.
I know. He just went, like, he just was like, yeah, I'm going to not do this and work. But, like, that guy was crazy awesome. Dude, all that. But, like, so seeing it now, it is a different style still of lucha, because I feel like they have more people who, it's not the smaller high flyers. They're regular, like, there's the strongman type, there's all of that. So I think it's showing more of a world of lucha, which I like, but it also hits me with that nostalgia feeling of, oh, there's a lucha match going on to, so I'm just, I really like AEW's roster when it comes to that kind of stuff. And I like that it can be so vastly different. We just had Bobby Lashley in the match with, it was Toa Liona, right? And
boss match.
And then, like, we're into a lucha match, like, and then it's just like boom, boom, boom. And yeah, I don't know.
It's a buffet of wrestling. It's
Yeah.
a buffet of wrestling. Interviews, tag matches. We had a singles match. You got a contract signing. Here's a lucha match. Then we go over to Timeless Tony Storm. Here's something wacky a little bit, but it works. She gets her segment, and she talks about having it, and her 3 competitors in the match show up, and they're into it. And that just transitions into how Tony Khan does it. Now, originally, it was just going to be Queen Aminata versus Thekla. They were like, no. Can't do that. So they made it no holds barred. Another reason to love Tony Khan. I was like, oh yeah, that's exactly what people were looking for. So they changed the match to no holds barred. And yeah, I thought that it was a fantastic move. The match was all right, but I have a beef with something that happened in here. Thekla wins. I'll keep it short for you guys. Thekla wins, but I have a beef with something that happened in here, BJ. It's more of a production type of thing. I don't know how you watch the show, but okay. I watch on HBO Max.
Me too.
So what happened during this match for you? Did you eventually realize? I sat there for like 6 to 10 minutes, and I was sitting there like, oh, I thought it was a commercial, and it wasn't.
It wasn't. You had to go over to Collision to continue watching the show. They gave no notice of that, anything. It was just, we're waiting.
Got to pass that blame out to HBO Max, and
yeah, that's an HBO formatting thing, not an AEW thing.
But... And they should have been cognizant though of, if that's what they were doing, then you guys got to promote it. Like the commentary team's got to tell you, get ready to switch over to Collision if you're watching on HBO Max, and stick with us if you're here on TBS. That's all you had to say. Boom. Yeah. Then it's on me, but we didn't get that. So. Just a little shade, not too much, just a little, Tony. Just a word of advice, fix that.
I'm just hoping that by the time we get to All Out, we've got a awesome 4-way match. I think it was right for Thekla and Queen Aminata to have the no holds barred, because they've been brawling in a bunch of their matches over the last couple of months, and they've really, like, every one of their matches feels like they're laying in hits, and so this just made sense to me. And I think I can say it this way. So sorry if it hits the censors, but I hope everyone's got bushes trimmed and ready to go.
BJ, what are you doing to me here? What are you doing to me?
I can't give you the cowboy emoji hat when we're talking.
By God. We had Kip Sabian and Killswitch going up against JetSpeed for another spot in the all-out four-way tag team ladder match. Listen, JetSpeed was the right team to win this. And, shout out to Kevin Knight, man. This man said he was going after Mother Wayne. He was blowing her kisses. She was like, young man. And I was like, oh, man, I would be sitting there like, I can't get on that apron right now. What are you doing to me, Mother Wayne? You can't be yelling like that. She was going crazy on him. Speedball delivers a kick to Kip Sabian that knocked his in the dirt, if you guys want to say that. Knocked him in the dirt. And they kept doing this thing where, like, why does Kip Sabian not get along with Killswitch? Like, you're not winning matches anyway, bro. So what are you doing? Like, why would you do that?
My question is, why is he still Killswitch? He was named that by the guy that they kicked out of the group.
Thanks, E. He put up the cowboy one for you. Yeah. And I didn't mention this earlier with the Young Bucks, but Jack Perry's kind of been teasing he's going to come back. He sent them a knife. Thanks for putting the knife in my back. And now you see shades of possible Luchasaurus. Do you think you put them back together? Is that the plan?
Run it back. That's how I would say. Like, okay, when was Luchasaurus and Jack Perry at their most popular and favorited? Jurassic Express.
I'm gonna push back a little. I think Christian Luchasaurus got better though. I'm a big believer in the whole, like, I thought he was doing too much with like the kicks and all that. I'm like, no, bro, you don't need to do that.
I think his in-ring style polished to be better, but I think fanfare wise, they want to see the happy dinosaur.
Virtual handshakes are. Yeah. I can agree to that. Yes, fair point. But maybe this will help both of them out again. I don't know. Dynamite moving to TV land after Cougar Town reruns. Could happen.
Put that in between the Hot and Cleveland. Make it a little block. There you go.
Delane Grant said the cameraman knew the assignment with Shayna Wayne. She is bad. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you on that. But JetSpeed move on. They're in, and I thought Speedball Mike Bailey had a good showing here. Like, it reminded people, like, yo, Speedball can do some stuff in here. So, and BJ's a fan. Let me see. I'm just jumping in. Big Bill cut a promo on Eddie Kingston. We know we have that match announced for the show. Darby Allin does a backstage interview with Bryan Danielson. Number one, quick thoughts on Bryan Danielson's commentary.
I love it. I feel like there are a lot of things to it that I also feel hit very William Regal levels about, like, the detail and noting where things are and why things are more effective. I think back to last week with the table, or with the hardcore match, when they had the tables with the mouse traps, and letting know when a table doesn't break, it hurts worse. And just little things like that. Yeah.
I wish I had that soundbite right now. I got that because of you. I am the table.
Oh yeah.
Classic. I think Danielson's good in some spots. I do think sometimes he gets too quiet. But I don't like 3-man booths though. I would definitely have two, and then, like, the pay-per-views, we're gonna rotate people. There's just no way. But if you're gonna have a third, JR is the only person who's allowed to do thirds. Everyone else it's 2. And that's it.
I would like that. It would be very interesting. I don't know if it's actively being done this way, or if it's just one of those things where you could structure it this way, but I would find it interesting if each commentator had like 10 to 15 guys that were their guys that they learned all about and knew all these details and everything with, and then they roll over, and if they're in that match, that's the person behind the booth, and so you get different dynamics of commentary teams at different times.
Yeah, as to why certain people would love someone and why another guy may dislike someone.
Mm-hmm.
That would make a lot of sense too. But we're digressing here on this commentary thing. But Walker Stewart's the guy to get. I'm just letting people know that'll be the guy to get in the future. Remember Conrad said that. I'm just always going to come back to this one day. Danielson has an interview with Darby. Darby talks about how he climbed Mount Everest. I thought they should have showed him planting that AEW flag up there. Maybe they did and I missed it, but they show him doing all that. And then he basically says, Brian, give me your word you're not going to interfere in my coffin match against Moxley at the pay-per-view. He says, okay. But then he said, but you got to give me your word on something. He whispered something to him. What do you think it was?
You let me close the casket. Because Moxley tried to take him out. So if you put him in, you let me close that lid.
I like it. We'll see if that's what happens. Like I said, we're going to get into All Out here in 1 second. We got 2 more matches to talk about, and they're brief. It was Riho versus Robin Renegade. Pete Robin Renegade's ring attire definitely dressed more like Mercedes here, and Riho was out here. Riho gets the win with the crucifix bomb. After the match, Mercedes definitely gets an assist from Robin Renegade. I think they're forming that faction soon. I think it's time. Let the Renegade twins roll with Mercedes, be your heaters, and then they could be in that tag division once it's done. The tag division stuff is starting to come together slowly.
Yes.
I'm starting to see pieces of like, this is why he's waiting. He wants this team to feel like a team. Now I want you two back together. You're going to be with Mercedes. And he's forming little factions and groups and stuff. So this could do something.
Yeah, I agree. I'm conflicted on how I feel about Riho. And I think I've been conflicted, not because of her ability or backstory or anything like that. I don't get as much of the hype as clearly what ratings show, because there is like a thing known as the Riho pop, like when it comes to like actual ratings, when she's on TV, like people are watching. To be fair, and this is going to be quite the throwback, I got really mad when she attacked Yuka Sakazaki in their tag team match, when they were like after their tag team match, and nothing ever came of that. And I'm a big fan of Yuka, so ever since then I've just been like, I don't know about you, Riho.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I love Yuka Sakazaki as well, but yeah, I forgot about that. I'll have to go back and what show was it on?
It was one of the first, like one of the early pay-per-views. Might have been the pay-per-view. Somebody, I think, did Britt Baker get concussed in that 4-way? It was her and like B. Priestley.
Okay. And I'll have to go back and look. It's not like
very early. It was very early in AEW, but yeah,
it was like one of those specials that they had on like BR Live in the early days, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was. Maybe it was one of those. I'll have to check it out and see if I can find
maybe Fight for the Fallen.
Okay.
Might have been Fight for the Fallen.
I might have to go in the archives and take a look at that. And then your main event. Yes, I know other things were announced. Don Callis announced Josh Alexander and Hechicero as annoyingly as possible. He does a good job at being annoying in his job. They go out here and they face Top Flight, Sky Flight, Your Flight, My Flight. Ain't happening. Don Callis' family gets the dub here, and I thought it was the right call. Top Flight just feels like, oh, put the high-flying guys into the ladder match. That makes sense, and I'm glad they didn't do that. Sometimes AEW's ladder matches get weird and clunky, but that's okay. Like, it's different people in there, and you need people to be bases in the match. So they ended up getting the win. I'm okay with this. Show goes off the air after a 3-hour event.
I will say, first and foremost, I agree with you on the Top Flight thing, but also the last time Top Flight was in a ladder match, we didn't have Top Flight for a while.
Yeah, so, we don't talk about that.
I'm glad that it went a different way. Also, Hechicero, like I'm a big fan of him. I think he's fantastic. So
yeah, I don't know how much Derek has seen of him because I'm trying to remember. I think all the matches that I've watched where he gets to bust out some cool stuff has either been on like Collision, New Japan, CMLL. Derek saw that head scissors and he said, all I saw was, oh shit. And I was like, yeah, I told you, Hechicero's that boy, man. I'm telling you. He just never saw something like that. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. This one surprised me. I thought Skyflight would win. Yeah, listen, they're trying to do stuff with Scorpio Sky. I don't. Here's my rule. I think the trios title should be on teams like that. The trios belt should be just something that just moves around from time to time just because. Joe and them don't need the titles, really. But I get it. You're trying to act like a good team has them, and I'm trying to make everyone happy. Let these other teams have them. It's okay. Like, people will be fine.
Sorry. I'm not opposed to them being stronger than the never open weight 6-man, but changing at like a third of the frequency as the never open weight 6-man would be fine with me.
Yeah. And I just think random matches, and I wouldn't be mad if you were like a CMLL team has the AEW trios titles for a little bit. Do it. It's fine. Before we get into this, real quick, BJ, I did put this up I thought me and Derek were going to do the show on a Wednesday, then I realized it was going to Thursday. So, and what did you think of the show? Like thumbs up, thumbs down on the 3 hours?
Oh, thumbs up for sure. I was fine with it being 3 hours. I'm ready for All Out. AEW has rarely missed the mark for me this year.
Okay, good. Andrade being gone, your quick thoughts on it. Me and Hubs talked about it, I think, a little bit on Monday, but
quick thoughts. Don't know.
Do you bring him back to AEW?
If I was Tony, I would, because I showed him that I would book him well on the way out, but he had it in his mind that he wanted to leave. So business decision ended, our contract ended, you went on and did your thing. You weren't happy there. I don't know what I can do to make you happier, but you're a good talent. I'd have you back. I'll start having you do stuff with CMLL as well.
Yeah. And Delay Grats, I'm sorry. Yes, you're correct. Every go home show, they had the brawl with the Don Callis family.
Oh yeah.
Everybody came out and got their shit in. You know how it goes. And then Brainbuster to Hangman through the table, which I thought Kyle Fletcher and Hangman both sold great. Kudos to them. Thank you. Yeah. So you said bring them back or don't if you're Tony?
Bring them back.
I would just tell him you're on one strike, bro. The moment you screw up,
definitely. We don't want any instances like him and Sammy again.
Yeah. So the moment you put your hands on someone, you're out of here. That's just the new rule. Like, I'd be like, you're done. Bye.
Yep.
So hopefully they can keep it like that, because after that, you don't really have many options. And that's one of the issues with how like wrestling is kind of being, you're on this team or this team, and you can't play for my friends if you're going to be on this team. So I think he'd be a perfect person to TNA. He could be the top guy in TNA like this tomorrow. I'd be like, he's the world champion.
Will they let him? Because where are they going to be in a couple of years?
Months, possibly. Months. We got big news this week. Triller TV is going to be showing Annie versus Sorrow 92. MJF is in the semi-main against Mystico for that one. It is title versus mask. Should be a really good one. Triller TV is going to have the English commentary version. So if you guys haven't, or you're looking for an excuse to check out CMLL, the card looks fantastic. Go online, look up some of these people. You will recognize some names possibly from New Japan, Templaro. You'll recognize Titan, I believe, is on the card as well. A bunch of great wrestlers. Go out and check out CMLL. Honestly, I told Rob this. I'm going to say it early right now. If you ask me best promotion of the year right now, I think CMLL is in my running. So, and that's just me talking. The records they set, they're doing great business. And I think they've helped uplift AEW.
Yeah, I can't disagree. Anytime that they've been a part of the show, it's been beneficial. Some of the talent that's come over, it's been great. And seeing them do the shows from Arena Mexico. Like having AEW come and do shows there, like it's only helped AEW as well. And that venue looks fantastic. And so just yeah, I'm with you. I think that trajectory wise and what I know of the world of wrestling right now, I'd say that they're definitely above New Japan, and I'm knowing probably just as much as going on there as I do in like TNA. So
yeah. Friday at 10:30 CMLL is delayed, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be checking that out tomorrow. Cannot wait. And it's $20. Like, you can't beat that, in my
no,
opinion. $20, not bad for one show. That's pay-per-view quality. Like, come on. Going into All Out, he asked a good question, which I will be answering. Is All Out going to be available? It will be for international markets. So in Canada and outside of the US, yes, it will be. They are promoting this as the first show for HBO Max. That is that smooth $39.99 with the HBO Max subscription required to purchase this. Like I said, I think HBO Max, WBD, whatever you want to call them, I think they should have ponied up the money and did that. And I think if they did really want to push back against WrestlePalooza, they could have offered this for free, but that ain't how things played out. Either way, I got friends going to the Palooza show. I'm going to the All Out show. Should be a fun card. Beach, let's run down what we got coming up here this weekend, and we'll go through these tailgate one quickly. Saturday, tailgate brawl. My plans have all been changed, for the record, if you guys want to know. So WrestlePalooza moving their show, same date, same time. That made AEW move, which means I had to change my hotel/Airbnb plans to now I had to spend $30 extra to check in early because of this. So everything's a mess. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to get there in time to see the tailgate brawl. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. But we got Willow Nightingale, Mina Shirakawa, Harley Cameron, Queen Aminata versus Julia Hart, Sky Blue, Megan Bayne, Penelope Ford. Who you got in this one, and what do you think? And this is also going to be on TNT and HBO Max for people. So it's like this was what I thought Collision was going to be. Like, their pre-shows are going to be on cable.
yeah, I think this is great. I am gonna say that they need to face the wrath of Harley Cameron, and so I'm going with that team to win.
Baby faces for the dub. Should be fun. And I think you should have Harley Cameron become friends with Willow in this too. Like, they have a little like reunited. And then I think Harley Cameron is going to be the reason that they reunite. And that's another women's tag division story. Peep game. Peep game. Speaking of tag teams, we also have Samoa Joe and Powerhouse Hobbs versus the Workhorsemen. I'm down for this one. I do feel bad for somebody's spine, though, because somebody is going down on the Workhorsemen. In this one, I got the faces going over in this one as well.
Same. I really like the Workhorsemen. I want them to get more recognition and more time on TV or Ring of Honor or whatever it's going to be. I just want them to be doing well. I think they would benefit, well, both teams really at this point, but I think they'd benefit if they had like a feud with like the Kingdom.
I think you need to develop Ring of Honor feuds on weekly television and have that. The pay-per-views are fine. To me, it's the weekly product. Like, where are you going? What is the plan? And why should we care? And I think you have to figure out how to tell those stories. I personally think Tony should let someone else just handle it, like, as his backup, and say, like, run this. And if I ever go down, you're getting called up to Dynamite, and then you pick someone to run this. Like, or if I ever have to go do something for the Jaguars, whatever. You don't know how it's going to play out and how it's all going to happen. But
Scott D'Amore, please.
Hey, could happen. Could happen. And then last match, Garcia Shibata 3 at Tailgate Brawl. I can't see Garcia losing this.
No. Garcia's got new trajectory, new direction. He's just gonna be on fire in this, I think, and just take the W.
Right. MJB, what's good, man? Appreciate you. Workhorsemen are cashing those checks for sure.
Yeah.
Any chance that Garcia's heel turn is a play? He's playing Moxley.
No, I don't think so.
You think he just bought into the This is the light. Okay.
This is what I got to do.
I'm just making sure I got the right amount of matches here. Do I have to -3? Yes. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, we got the right amount. Let's run through these real quick, Beach.
Okay.
4-way tag title ladder match. This one is going to be a mess. You got Bro Dito, the Young Bucks, JetSpeed, and Hechicero and Josh Alexander locking it up here. Do they take him off Bro Dito? Do they give him to the Bucks? There's a chance. And part of me's telling me like they might give him to the Bucks. I don't know.
I don't think they are.
I don't either, but that's more so because of Jack Perry's threats, and I can see a ladder getting pushed over when you think they have it. But
well, see, that's very interesting because my thought was pull back an old mysterious thing that happened in the past, and as the Bucks go to reach for the belts, it raises up higher than what they can get, and nobody knows why, and then you find out it was Jack Perry.
Boom. They could. They could. I'm going with Bro Dito to retain.
Me too.
Okay. I don't think it's time just yet, but I do think the Young Bucks will be the ones to defeat them if you want a little how I'm thinking right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next up, we have a TBS championship match. We have Mercedes Moné versus Riho. We're getting real close to Mercedes passing Jade Cargill's record. Would not be mad at it at all if they let her get past it, but she's got to make it, I think, to about Wrestle Dream. So give me Mercedes for the dub. And I'm more interested to see how good this match is because we've been giving Mercedes praise all year. Can she do it again?
Oh, yeah. It is Moné time. Give her even more belts. Let her beat Ultimo Dragon. Just let it go. I am very much against the detractors using the Hogan line with her. I think she has been showcasing a lot of talent in her matches. She's been showcasing different promotions by having just their belts on TV to be able to be referenced. I think that's good for wrestling as a whole, and I could see this helping unite some women's divisions across the world.
Yeah, and rumor has it she has her CMLL championship defense coming up because she's defending these belts as well. And I think Persephone is the next one, and she might be up next to take it off her.
Very close, yeah.
But I'm going with Mercedes. Same. Let's go to this one. A lot of people feel weird about this, so I'm more interested in why did they do this, and do you have a theory on why, or is it just, you know what, let's just say Kingston's coming back. Maybe we'll get some buys. Eddie Kingston versus Big Bill. I'm taking Eddie for the win. All due respect to Big Bill. And hopefully we can get him back on track and we figure out what's going on with Jericho, if that's the feud for him or what is happening.
If I had the pencil, I would, if this is our setup, it is because Big Bill heard Eddie was coming back, did not want Eddie to take a spot that he felt he deserved, and using the momentum to say, oh, well, you're going to be one of the biggest dogs coming in here. I'm going to bring the fight to you and show you that, no, like, this isn't the same place that it was when you left. Again, I would have Eddie win, but I would then have Eddie respect Big Bill for the call out and everything, and maybe start tying Big Bill and Eddie together to work on something new.
The Eddie Kingston Appreciation Society. I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
There you go. We'll see. And maybe Jericho pops up here too. I mean, it is in Canada. I don't know. Yeah. We don't know what his status is. He could be floating around. He could be making that move. They said, not very Big Bill. Yo, chill. Let's get into the Konosuke Takeshita challenges Kazuchika Okada along with Mascara Dorada for the AEW Unified Championship. Beach, do you pull the title off of Takeshita here? because I have a weird theory that I'm going to ask you about in this one. But what do you think?
Do we put it on Takeshita?
Yeah. No offense, I don't believe in Dorada.
Yes. I feel like Takeshita Okada is the marquee where we're heading match. So to add a little fuel to the fire of just, them competing against each other, Dorada takes that L and Takeshita walks away with the belt and Okada never lost it. That's how I would do it.
All right. So here's a thought I have. You could have Takeshita win here, but I also think if Takeshita wins, do you really want to beat him at Wrestle Kingdom like that quick? He wins the belt in October. You don't have to do that. But what's the match then that you give him? Him and Okada in the Dome.
Oh, yeah.
Help New Japan out a lot. And is that a featured match for AEW? It might be like a semi-main at most, but me and you would love it, but I'm talking about like people who are just going to show up to the building. Are they going to appreciate that match? You got to be in the right city and people got to love this and really want to see this.
That's true.
I think you give that match to your partners in New Japan and say, look, we're going to help try to boost you guys back up. Announce Okada's returning. He's facing him. And that's where you put Konosuke over again, I think, and have him have a big match. So I think here Okada can win.
I do have one slight alternative that I would like to put out there because it just kind of clicked in my head. I know this isn't normally the way that AEW does things, but it would be a little bit more interesting and poetic if Takeshita had Dorada dead to rights, like I've got the win, but he sees Okada and says, "Nah, I did the work. Go ahead, take this win because I want to beat you directly, 1-on-1."
Wow, you got to tell that story right though, so people get it.
Oh yeah.
Delay Grab said Mascara Dorada knows the script. He's going to be looking at them lights. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Still fantastic though. Fantastic work. You'll be seeing his name pop up in match of the year categories, I think, at the end of the year. Let's see this trios match. Hurt Syndicate, GOA, the Command, I think they might be trying to call themselves. What do you think of this one here? I mean, who are we rocking with?
I could see it going either way, but I'm going Hurt Business.
I'm going Ricochet and GOA. I think Ricochet and them could use the victory more. And I think MVP gets pinned. But it would not surprise me to see maybe a fourth person decide to make their debut afterwards to give the Hurt Syndicate something that's happening.
Interesting. Is this someone that we are familiar with?
We are, but new to AEW. I think it's Cedric. I think Cedric can come in here. And
I think somebody gets a lumbar check.
Oh, it's going to be Ricochet because he's going to fly. He's going to fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. Cedric Alexander. I think he shows up to Lake Rats. I really do. Let's get into the Women's 4-Way Championship. Timeless Toni Storm, Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, and Thekla. Listen, I'm all about, you can put this title on anybody but Thekla, in my opinion. Just because Thekla's in that group, she doesn't need the championship, so she's like my lowest one here. But there's a story with Hayter that I want them to tell, but they seem like they are like resistant to tell it, of her like being really mad about this. And I want her to take people's heads off instead of her coming out with like the nice, I don't know, that 70s outfit just makes her seem so flowery and nice. And I'm like, no, I want you to be mean again. Yeah. And then Statlander, you could put the title on her as well if you wanted to, but I think Statlander's got her stuff is set up to be in the tag title picture.
Yeah, I could see that. I see all that as well. Although Thekla's like my dark horse, my favorite to win outside of Tony.
If this was like 2007, people would pick Thekla. I'm not picking her now, though. Personally, I'm going with Toni Storm to retain.
Okay, I will. I think
be bold, DJ. Be bold.
I'm trying to think with the layouts of the matches and who's retaining, who's going over with things. I think this is our title change.
It could happen here. I mean, like, would you be mad? You don't have to pen Tony Storm either to have it happen.
I think Thekla does it.
Really? You think Thekla becomes the women's champ?
I think Thekla pins Jamie Hayter.
This is the chat's. I like this. The chat's different on this one. Matt says he thinks Stats winning it. Very interesting. I'm gonna look forward to this match. This is my like wild card match of the night. I feel like I don't know who's winning this one, and it's gonna be a tough call. Let's keep it moving and let's get into this other tag match. Cope and Cage versus FTR. I just want a classic here. Give me Cope and Cage, but all I want to see is an FTR classic tag team match. I think they're going to carry, and I think Cope and Christian are going to carry them, and I think it's going to be fantastic, and Stokely's going to get messed up in this and be hilarious.
That's Cage and Cope, and I also agree with all of that, and I want them to win.
Oh, fantastic. I just want to see them have like one of those NXT FTR, like FTR knows when to turn it on and they know how to turn it on. So I'm good with it.
Yeah.
If anyone tries to pause me, play. I don't care at this point. Let FTR do what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
And I saved the two gimmick matches here back to back. Tables and tacks. This sounds real gimmicky and weird. I thought we would have went with a dog collar match, but then I started thinking afterwards, I'm like, well, maybe he didn't want to do one because his last match with his brother was the dog collar match. He's like, nah, I don't want to do that. I get it. And MJF may have said, I don't want to do that either because I did one with Punk. And yeah, I'm not, they hurt. They suck. So no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
What do you think here, though? You mentioned blood, BJ. Lots of blood, I think. In this.
So you said it feels kind of gimmicky with the name, a TNT match, tables and thumbtacks. But how do you make a gimmicky match how do you make it be something and make it continue to be something? In my opinion, there's one of two ways. And that is either you make it with all the crashes and explosions and star-studded, acrobats and feats that you can, or you make it a violent affair that is a staple match of someone's career or moment in time. And I think these two have the potential to do it. I mentioned it would be bloody, so make it gruesome. And then tables and thumbtacks means a whole different thing than gimmick match.
Oh. Who wins? Who walks out? I'll take MJF.
MJF is walking out, but he's not walking out unscathed.
I feel like this is going to be his Triple H at Royal Rumble 2000 moment, your tough guy moment, where it's like, I respect you now. Okay.
Yeah.
You took a lot of abuse there. Even though I don't think MJF needs it, but I think he probably feels like I need to get this match in before I get the world title back. Klaus says, does Gangrel show up to run off Stokely or Beth Phoenix? I will take Beth on this occasion.
Yeah.
I'll take Beth just for giggles.
I ask this just putting madness into the universe, but we wondered for the longest time if the MJF and Hurt Syndicate or Hurt Syndicate, yes, if that was a faked thing or what that was. What if the amount of hurt MJF puts on Mark Briscoe ultimately shows that he's welcome back?
That is true. And I like that Matt brought up Mark Briscoe wins because MJF's going to be busy filming. MJF could still win and still get jacked up by the Hurt Syndicate afterwards.
Yep.
You have the layers to the story to where you could say, no, we weren't never rocking with you. No, you were our guy. That's what we wanted to see from you this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting. I think MJF runs out the ring and runs away. Briscoe wins. MJF has the contract in his back pocket, doesn't need the win. Yeah, I don't like when they beat you like a drum either, though, because you got a briefcase or a guaranteed contract. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. Coffin match, man. We've been talking about this since the day I started reviewing Dynamite's Beach. Will they be able to pull this off? Does Darby win this match? Does he finally beat Jon Moxley? Because Moxley's crushed him every time they faced each other.
Yes.
A top rope death rider was serious at one point on this show, like the ghost of Darby Allin, bro.
He does. he finally gets the win, and it sends Moxley off for a bit. So you have the Death Riders
Imploding.
without the leader, all managing where they're going. That's where you get your Yuta and I just lost train of thought. Garcia. That's where you get them kind of clashing with no one being able to rein them in one way or the other. Yeah.
I love it, man. Everybody's saying
I think it's
Darby wins. Me too. In the main event, I don't think this one's going to be tough at all. Adam Hangman Page versus Kyle Fletcher. Give me Hangman, man. Hangman wins. This is a lesson, long-term story, like we said at the very beginning of this.
I'm with Hangman on that as well.
I love it. I love it, man. I'm looking forward to this this main event, this show, seeing how it all goes down in Toronto. Like I said, you guys will get a different perspective from me, and then we'll probably end up reviewing both shows on Clash. So, yeah, we'll have to split them up. So if you see eventually in the future like that all-out review, and it's like, why is WrestlePalooza on here? You're getting both probably in quick form on that day. So, Beej, do you have anything you want to promote, talk about?
Yes, one thing, and it's just simply to put it out into the ether. I want this to be a thing. And that is, I want for WrestleMania 43 that week, I want TK to reach out to as many indies as he possibly can, offer them like a 25-35%. I'll give you this money to bring your promotion. I'll give you that much of the cost to cover to come here and bring your whole setup to perform throughout the week and host a 2-day Indie Mania.
Yeah, in New Orleans, Mercedes-Benz Superdome.
To counteract WWE not being in the U.S. and to give them a counter program in return.
And I think you don't run it the same day. You run it around that time.
Yeah.
Just so that they can know, like, yep, go ahead. Put on TNA. Put on, they're going to send AAA. They're going to send NXT, whatever.
Yeah.
I agree with that, man. Totally good with that. Beej, anything you want to promote before we get out of here?
No, man, just your guys' stuff. On Monday, check out Clash of the Podcasts. On Wednesday, Dynamite reviews. I have felt a little vacant here recently in the chats more than normal, and I apologize for that. As you have brought up on other episodes, I recently switched some career paths and am now a professor, and so that's kind of got a lot of time while I'm adjusting and learning new stuff. But I'm hoping to be back pretty regular with y'all soon.
I appreciate it. Can't be in New Orleans. It's commission town, no blood. Find somewhere where they've said no to them. And even then, maybe you don't need blood, but either way, they'll find somewhere to make this happen. Someone said Madison Square Garden. That's definitely not happening. I'll say this, guys, before we get ready to get out of here. Tomorrow, stay tuned to the social medias and stuff. You guys are going to be seeing some changes happening over here on Everything Pro Wrestling. Nothing huge, but slight. But I'm giving you guys the heads up. Let me know what you think. If you like it, I would love feedback. If you don't, send me a DM. Tell me whatever you think. We got some cool things lined up for you guys. I'll be gone. I'm going to Toronto. Professor BJ's out of here. Make sure you get yourself a good grade with Professor BJ. And for me and BJ, we are out for this episode, and we will catch you guys on Clash of the Podcast, 6:05 Eastern Standard Time this Monday. Peace.